What I find happening is that people publish like too much weird stuff about their life. I don't want to call it vibe creator, but like they just kind of it's more shower thoughts than it is anything helpful. And I'm not saying like all your content must add value. I don't fucking agree with that shit. But it's just random stuff, or they'll post like a picture of their kids, try to get more likes. Like it's just a weird, I don't know. And I think it's too much. And you post personal life things like your anniversary, but that's like 2% of the posts, not 92% of the posts. And I think some people end up way over rotating on sharing that stuff to the point that it's like when maybe they have one post that pops off, goes a little somewhat viral, and then it shows up in everyone's feed and they go, that's a picture of some cute kids anyway. And nothing, and we're just kind of where we are.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think this is like a huge problem. If you don't have a point of view, you end up just kind of like living in that space of sharing pictures of your kids and shit.
Totally. Look, I think it's great when people want to share behind the scenes of their life on social, but think about it from the point of view of a potential client. If someone sees that and they think it's cute, they think it's cool, they click onto your page, they want to learn more about who you are, what your point of view is on the world and how you help people, and all that they can find when they scroll through your posts are personal pictures of you at a playground, you on a vacation, your recast. Someone just went on a whole tear, like they had a surgery, and every post they wrote was just about another day in the surgery recovery and texts from their husband about how they have to get whatever it was. I have no idea who this person is and what they do with their business. Are they getting attention? Yes, but think about it again from your potential client. People tell me a lot that they find me because they saw something that garnered a lot of attention, like my anniversary post. And then they go to my content and they end up in a rabbit hole and they fall in love, their words, not mine, with my point of view and the way that I see the world. How do they know how I see the world? Because I tell them in my content. I talk about the problems I solve. I talk about my point of view on the way that I think people should solve those problems, why those problems exist, how to solve those problems, proof that I'm good at solving those problems, all those things. So then by the time that they hit follow and start to engage with me, they feel like they know me. The character of Erica is living as a fully formed human person who has a business that can help them either now or later in their mind, and they want to get to know me better. Now they hit subscribe on my newsletter, or they can go even deeper. They listen to my podcasts, and all of those things come together to tell them, I have a business, I am a business person, and these are the ways that you can give me money and work with me to solve your problems. If you don't have that, and all you have is a bunch of personality posts, there's no way for people to do that.
Yeah, because they're just like, oh, this person is just a person on the internet. And
they're cool.
They're going through a really hard time.
And I want to meet them. Yeah, maybe I want to be their friend, but...
Yeah, they're going through a really hard time. Or this is a person on the internet, and look how cute their family is. There's a time, like, I don't choose to share any of that stuff. That's a personal decision. But there's a lot of merit to people seeing a different side of you that makes you a more rounded person. When we first released the MP3 framework, Devin Reed responded to one of our emails, and he was like, where does posts about my sneakers, like
his basketball sneaker
he's like,
obsession,
he has like collecting sneakers as like a hobby or just like a passion thing, something he's super interested in. It's like, how do I do that? Like, where does that go? Where's about being a dad? Where do you categorize that stuff? And regardless of where we said to put it, I do think that all that stuff has merit, but it's just a matter of at what level. Because when you reach out, when someone books a call with him or you, they're like, I already have a really good sense that like we just get along because we have similar interests or we have similar values, right? There's a lot to be said for wanting to work with someone who has similar values to you. Emily Court is really good at driving in like value-based interest in her work, right? She has a very strong point of view on a bunch of stuff, and people who reach out to her, and want to work with her know very much that like who she is personally in a different type of way that says, if you're not really into these ideas, we're not going to really get along. And it's going to be hard to work together, and we're not going to like all that stuff. So there's certainly merit to it, but at some point it becomes too much and you end up just being noise because I don't need to follow your life. There's no motivation to subscribe to your life updates.
Unless you do, and that's fine, but then you're not going to make money that way.
Yeah.
Unless you end up starting a business called weird
Life.
LinkedIn cohorts, how to be weird on LinkedIn, which I literally saw someone just do.
True, that's a niche. You can do that.
Fine, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can.
There are certainly no rules, but we see people hit the wall on efficacy because I want to connect all the dots here. Struggle to generate inbound leads, mostly because no point of view. And the point of view is going to show up in the content you create. So without a point of view in the content, no leads. Even whatever leads you do get, no point of view, can't articulate in a sales conversation, struggle to close.